right, so tell us a little bit about your
How about
audience.
what do you want?
What do you want?
All right. When we began this series of classes, we began at the point that all of us reach once or maybe twice in our life, where we say, wait a minute, this wasn't where I meant to be at this point in my life. I meant to, and sometimes you know, but sometimes you're just lost from, you've gone so far apart. Well, these sessions begin at that point, where we are beginning to try to distinguish what it is I really want out of life. Now, it would begin with, what do you want out of life? But part of that is, how would you like to spend your working hours? Essentially, every adult has to earn money to meet their needs. Our needs are air, water, food, and shelter. Either portable shelter like clothes or a building. Now, every creature on earth does something to meet its needs. Animals have to hunt or whatever. Even plants photosynthesize the sun in order to meet their nourishment needs. But we are a more complex creature. We have dreams, we have hopes, we have failed ambitions, we have all of these complexities. We have desires that feel like needs, and some of them really are because they're very strong in our lives. So, if you're thinking about how you want to spend your working hours, think about what is enough. What is enough money to meet those things that you feel are necessary in your life. But in looking at making a living, it must come secondary to making a life. So the first question, guidance to the goal, is, what would you be doing with your time if money were no object? That's your first guiding thing. And the second part of that is, what rewards would you expect from that? Yeah. All right, let's choose another subject. Who's pulling your strings? Many people spend a lifetime saying, I really want to do this. Where my talents lie are, I always wanted to, so on and so forth. But when you say, why aren't you doing it? There's a long list of excuses, of limitations, of reasons. And for this class, for your homework, what you are to do is to, as we did on the board, draw something that represents yourself. This is not an art class, so whatever it may be. And from that, draw the strings, name the strings that you see as living, viewing it as a puppet, the strings that control the puppet. I will tell you how some people get out of it, though. Tell you a story about a lady I met at a New Year's Eve party not too long ago. And we started talking, and she said, all my life, I wanted to sing Gilbert and Sullivan. But first of all, I went to college. I married young. I had babies, and this kind of blocks a lot of that. I couldn't make a career of it. And later, I got jobs, and life led me, and now I'm 62, and I'm singing Gilbert and Sullivan. She said, I found a company that is professional, but does not perform all the time. And sometimes I'm making costumes, and sometimes I'm driving the bus, and sometimes I'm in the chorus, and sometimes I'm a solo. I'm singing Gilbert and Sullivan because I found a way to do it. Late in life is not a deterrent. Many things that you do early in your life only lead you to the goal once you define it.
Okay, I want you to talk to us about the benefits of breaking those ties.
Benefits of breaking
The ties that bind us.
Well, we don't call it breaking because I tried to do that, and a man said, "Oh goodness, I can never see my mother again." Breaking or cutting is a little harsh. The point of that section is releasing the ties, recognizing the tie for what it is. It may be valuable, it may be useful, it may involve your commitments, but how are you going to get to the point that it is no longer a limitation? In other words, what are you going to do about it? If it is a commitment to raising children, you're not going to put them out on the street, likely. I hope not. But what you have to do is find some part of your life, if it is share the time with the children with other places or people so that you have some free time. I've always maintained that the mother of young children must set aside at least 1 hour every day to be her own. This is her time. If it means swapping time with a neighbor, both have children, I'll keep all the children in the afternoon, you keep all the children in the morning, kind of thing. If it means speaking to your partner/husband to say, I need you to take charge of this situation all one day, maybe, but certainly for an hour each day. If it means you need to hire help, find it in the budget, because it is vital that mother of children recognize her own value enough to give herself time of her own. You might want to sit in a bubble bath. That's okay. You might want to take a nap. Whatever you can do for an hour or two that is yourself will refresh you and renew you to the point that you will then be a better mother or a daughter in the case of parents who need your care. Whatever it is that is limiting you, you can change if you make the choices. People come to me and say, Elspeth, I need to talk to you. They do this all the time. And I listen as much as I can. I do input when I feel I must. And I wind up trying not to say this is the way to go, but here are some opportunities you might look at. This looks like it might be advisable, check this out. And the teaching seems to take that just one more step. I feel that I'm not telling anybody anything new. This is one reason that for years I was reluctant to teach. I don't know anything new. I only know what I've observed happening with people. And so when I get a group or an individual or whatever together, I can only say, here's some ideas. It appears to me you come and you want to know what to do with your life. I can only say, here are some ways you can find it. I can give you tools. I can point out things you already know but you aren't paying attention to. What we're offering in this work that we're doing is to help you develop tools to answer yourself. You will be in a group of people for whom you can develop trust. And the group energy and the group advice will frequently help solve problems or answer questions, or you will find a commonality. My role in it is to help build the tools.